All right, so last but certainly not least, let's get into One Piece episode 1072. We're closing in on 1100, guys. This is nuts. The ridiculous power, Gear 5 in full play. So Luffy is still exploring Gear 5 as he fights Kaido and catches his second wind. And meanwhile, Kaido is really pretty confused about the Gum Gum fruit and its true powers. So we started off the episode with a little reintroduction to Gear 5, some of the past fight scenes, not going to get into that. But one thing Kaido notices is that his paramecia, quote unquote, fruit has awakened, but he's really confused by the transformation because only Zoans can do that. Little does Kaido know that we know the true name of this fruit.
Yes, sir.
The Hito Hitonomi mythical model Nika, which is like a crazy just Zoan paramecia combo breaker right here. But the episode starts off with some really hilarious action. Luffy gets eaten by Kaido, and he's trying to bring back his Moki 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 muscle form. And Kaido chomps him down and swallows him whole. And all we see is Luffy going down Kaido's throat, intestines, whatever we're going to call it. I don't know the anatomy of a 30-meter long dragon. But
Fair.
It's just this scene where it's dark and all you see is Luffy's eyes blinking, and then homie looks like he's going down a fucking water slide, having the time of his life, before he finally hits the bottom and decides to go, like, he's punching his way down. You see his hands, his feet coming through like Kaido's skin, which he's turning to rubber when he touches it. There's one scene where you see Luffy's face come through Kaido's skin. Like, this shit's so ridiculous. And he finally gets to the bottom, and what does he do? He does a Gum Gum balloon. It makes Kaido look like he swallowed a bowling ball and is bouncing his ass around left and right. And this shit's so fucking ridiculous, guys.
Yeah, you guys have read the manga, so you kind of knew what to expect. But what the fuck am I watching?
Hey,
like, I'm enjoying this, like it's fun, but like at the same time, I'm like, this is crazy, boy.
I'm just gonna say, you were the one who was complaining that One Piece was getting a little too serious.
Yeah, I'm down. Like, I'm so down.
And it just went to the other end of the spectrum times 10. It wasn't like it got a little funny. It was like, okay, we're going all the way. Here's Tom and Jerry.
We're going straight fucking Tom and Jerry Looney Tunes 1960 in this hoe. And I'm loving it. Like, I'm really eating this up. I am a little disappointed that like Luffy's not like absolutely stomping Kaido right now. But he is making him like a complete fucking fool.
But he's just having fun, man.
Yeah, there's also a reason why he's not just like demolishing Kaido. You gotta remember that, Luffy died. He's on his last legs, and this is the first time he's got the thing, so he's not in control of it. So he's got a lot of things going against him right now. And Kaido, he's still like, even though Luffy's been hitting him pretty hard, but he's still, at a pretty good level, like as far as health goes, I guess you could say. So
Kaido definitely has a lot left in the tank, it seems.
Yeah.
He's getting hit really hard and he's just getting back up.
Yeah.
Until about the middle of this episode, like, he was getting back up really, really quickly. But yeah, Kaido even says himself, he's like, you know what, playing around with kids it's very tiresome. And I get it. And even it was funny because I was thinking it the whole time. But Kaido was even like, this is like a fucking comic strip. Like, who am I fighting right now?
Looks straight out of a comic, dude. But so after Luffy bounces him around a little bit, you see Yamato coming up on the roof with Momo, and they're like, what the fuck is going on right now? They're so confused. And Luffy uses his next attack. I don't remember what he calls it, but it's basically 2 Gum Gum pistols. And he throws them literally through Kaido's eyes, grabs onto his nose, and does Gum Gum escape a rocket while still has this giant balloon and shoots through Kaido. It was ludicrous.
I was just yelling yo the whole time that was happening. I was like, yo, what is going on right now?
Like, none of this was on my bingo card, but that was probably the wildest thing I've seen in One Piece. Like when did I ever expect to see Luffy put his hands through somebody's pupils and grab their nose so he could open their mouth? Yeah, no idea. No idea.
So he launches out of Kaido and he's up in the sky. You know, he shoots out like literally a balloon. He lets all the air out of him. He flies up in the sky. And all we see is like lightning and the shadow of Luffy just getting bigger and bigger and bigger until Luffy is like 100 feet tall and he's this gum giant. And Kaido charges him, bites onto him. But Luffy, this is the scene I've been waiting for a year to be animated. I've wanted to watch this so fucking bad. Luffy grabs Kaido and starts using him like a jump rope. The amount of disrespect in this fight has been so fucking funny. Like, you're using one of the 4 emperors as a jump rope, guys.
Dan has literally been talking about it for like 3 weeks, I think. He's like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't wait for the jump rope, dude. I literally like just texted Tyler, jump rope.
Next episode, bro, jump rope.
And you've got Yamato and Momo the whole time. Like, he sounds like Luffy, but he doesn't look like Luffy. What's going on here?
Yeah, I thought this was actually probably like the best visual that we got in the whole episode, at least to me, where Yamato was like running onto the roof and you kind of heard her clogs going, I guess her sandals going. And then you see her stop and look at the sky, and it's like just Kaido flying on the sky and coming back towards her a little bit. And I just thought that was a beautiful little scene right there. You know, I think it was a low key beautiful scene. They did a really, really great job there.
They really did.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there was some really good animation in this episode. So Luffy basically just jump ropes Kaido to hell and gets hit with a blast breath. But during that, he smashed him in the ground, which causes like essentially part of the roof to fall and a bunch of the guys down below. And Law and Kid like realize that holy shit, it's Straw Hat up there. He's still going. Kaido's still going. Nothing's really changed. They start to realize that like everybody's gonna die from this fire, man, unless Luffy wins this pretty quick. So still a pretty serious tone going on in the background, you know?
Yeah, we got buddy with the fucking Nika fruit here, just laughing his ass off, covering his eyes while everybody's getting burnt to shit downstairs. It's that's a crazy other side of the coin right there. And that's also like why I'm like maybe not like confused, but like a little surprised by like how lightly he's taking it.
Well,
but that's just part of the power, I believe.
Yeah, so it's like I said. So one of the things was Zoan Awakened transformations. It's like you remember the 4 jailer monsters in Impel Down who had awakened their devil fruits and they were just mindless animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's because if you can't overpower basically the soul of the fruit that you've awakened, it takes over. So Luffy's kind of just being Nika right now. He's in a better position than the Zoan boys down in Impel Down, but you know, he's lost a little bit of his personality there, and Nika's taken over. Obviously, as we can see by just the 40 minutes of laughing we've had to watch now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and something to point out when Straw Hat Luffy's like face goes to the rooftop of Onigashima, and he comes back up and kind of does like a counter attack. After that, Kaido literally asks him, he's like, "Who are you?" And I thought it was pretty cool that like Kaido actually realized like Luffy's not all there. That's not just him fighting him. So that's a good detail to notice. I think we mentioned it last. You guys mentioned it last episode, like where the manga did a better job of like making people realize like that's not just him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't remember if they explained it or not, but like it could have just been Twitter kind of like, you know, bringing that part up about Impel Down again last time. But
okay,
it's cool to see. I mean, that's kind of what happens with the Zoans. You know, I mean, if Kaido awakened his dragon rage would be a lot stronger, probably.
Got it.
But yeah, so we get a little flash of down below. Chopper calling for the Straw Hats, Nami protecting Tama. Nami saying the next person to come down to the roof will be Luffy. Let's go. But so Luffy gets back up and they're fighting again. And Kaido comes at him with a pretty intense attack, the Conqueror of Three Worlds, Ragnaraku, and hits Luffy in the head with this thing. And all I could think of was the frying pan scene from Tom and Jerry. So Luffy literally has just spikes through his face, and his face is permanently like indented, like he got hit with this spiky club. And he's just running around screaming, "That hurt, that hurt, that hurt." And the visual was just so good.
Was that the time when like all these Straw Hats had the Enel faces?
Oh yeah, when their eyes were all popping out. That was last episode, right? Where he came down. I think
that
was
roof. This episode.
Oh, they did it again. I can't remember.
This was this episode. Like, yeah, where they were all like all up against each other with like the eyes popping out of their head.
Yeah, because remember, old boy in Discord was like, "Do they all just get the powers now, or something like that?"
Yeah. Oh no, it's Luffy's ability to affect the world around him. You know, that's the power of the Nika fruit.
Like I've been saying all along, it's Luffy's world, and we're just living in it right now.
Yes, that's 100%.
But yeah, so after that, Luffy for a moment kind of turns back into his not Gear 5 form. And homie is looking atrocious. He's looking down bad. He looks like a 90-year-old man. And
the saturation got turned down to like 5.
He was very pale. Very pale. I mean, his clothes were even pale. But then he remembers who he's fighting for, and we got him talking, and he remembers Momo, Tama, Kinemon, and of course Pedro, who died during Whole Cake Island. So, let the Straw Hats go on because he knew that they were going to be the ones to save Wano, which was an awesome scene. But Luffy gets right back into Gear 5. Kaido's like, this is going to kill you. And he's basically like, yeah, so what's up, bud? Let's get at it.
I don't care to die.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to die. And it was an awesome scene. But that animation where Luffy's coming back up into Gear 5 was just fucking awesome.
I don't know if I've seen another animation like that. It was just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, would y'all say the same?
Oh, that scene was so clean.
Yeah, I think so. And then also like Luffy thinking about the people like that he was fighting for. That combined with the visuals it hit heavy.
And then they incorporated like colors. They incorporated like a lot of colors. It kind of reminded me like what Zom 100 does. But I think the colors were supposed to like represent like, I guess, freedom or something like that. Liberation.
I think that's what they were going for with it. And it was the same time that the drums started up again.
Yeah.
And fuck, I just want those drums playing in my life all the time, dude.
Yeah, that shit was lit, bro. That shit was lit. Like turns like a lot of the ground around him into rubber as well. And like he's just feeling free again. Bro's got a little bit of gas left in the tank. And he's ready to go.
Yeah, and we get a scene where Kaido says he's never seen anything like this. I mean, fighting so freely, using like both the color of a Supreme King or Conqueror's Haki and Armament Haki, like just without even thinking about it at that point, like he's just in his game right now. He's in his bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like he even like when he's doing like the gum counter blow, like he literally throws up the ground like above him like it's a fucking wave of water. And I thought he was just gonna make it like crash down on Kaido, which I think would have been a sick scene, but he uses it as like the inside of a fucking pinball machine to hit Kaido. It was nuts, man.
Oh, dude, all I could think of is when you see those videos of the people on those giant inflatable like platforms you put on the water, and you have someone sit on one end and then the other person jumps the other end and it launches them like 50 feet in the air. I was like, oh shit, Luffy's going at him right now.
Mm-hmm. And he did like that little charge up attack where he counts down to 0 and literally punches through Kaido's head. And Momo and Yamato like, yo, bro's him right now. Like he's really beating this man's ass.
But this is the first time we actually see Kaido down. and like after that attack, Kaido's just lying there, and it looked just like Katakuri and Doflamingo lying on the ground like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if like you haven't read the manga, you're like, oh, is this the end? Is this the end? Like, is he down like those guys were? Definitely not. Definitely not. We're getting more of this shit. It's gonna keep going, and I'm so happy it is. But the entire time Kaido's lying there, only thing Luffy's singing is like, "Oh, what do I name that attack? Gum gum." I don't know. I just love how he's coming up with these names. I just love how he's coming up with these names on the fly, and they're all so funny.
There's probably like other important things you should be doing right now, Luffy, instead of trying to name your latest gear. So
right, like how about you finish him off and like we save the land of Wano, big fella.
Now let the fight continue. I want to see more.
I thought the animators like did a lot better job of like the Toon Force this episode, like making like the scenes where he's being wacky and like actual Toon like drawing them out a little bit more so we can understand what's happening. And I really did appreciate that about this episode. I thought it was way better for me understanding what was going on. What about you boys?
Yeah, I definitely liked it. I mean, there were scenes that reminded me of the old Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. Like when he was just like bouncing off back and forth on the whatever you want to call it thing he made to punch Kaido. I was like, oh, this looks like it's just out of like the old Saturday morning Sonic cartoon, which had a lot of slapstick shit like this in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just thinking, I'm like, oh, this is bringing me back to my childhood, dude. I love this so much.
Very good. But was there anything else from the episode we needed to cover?
No, I don't think so. I think it was a really fun episode. I know there was a scene where Zunisha did say that I felt like Joy Boy was actually here, and he was really excited about that. So we got the drums of liberation going, baby.
Yeah. I like wondered why like Zunisha said like it feels as if Joy Boy was here when he said like last episode that he was here. I'm just a little confused by that, but
yeah, I mean, it's one of those tough things where it's like when this came out in the manga, all the Naruto fans were giving One Piece fans shit for all the reincarnation stuff, but it's more the passed down share of fate kind of thing, where like he's just the next embodiment of Joy Boy. He's not necessarily Joy Boy reincarnated,
Okay. Fair enough.
I think the last episode maybe Zoe was just so excited to feel the presence of what he thought was Joy Boy. Mm-hmm. And I think now he realizes that it's not truly Joy Boy. It's, it's Luffy, and Nika, whatever. So
got it. Understood, boys. Understood.
Awesome. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this weekly rundown.